So now let's look at the tenant. The tenant has been leasing office space on the premises since March 2020. So they are telling you the start of the year they were already there. She has paid the rent till 30 April 22, meaning she paid 2 months in advance. Note that the monthly amount was reduced. So, if I look at my financial year, she paid 2 months extra. And this is the 2 months that I'm looking for, because this would be an income received in advance, which will go to the payables and which would be subtracted from the amount in the income statement. So in the income statement, you can already with rent income go say rent income is going to have a minus. Okay, so the decrease happened on the 1st of Jan. 1,350. How many months did this person pay less than before the decrease? January, February, March, April, 4 months. So how much did she pay less? $5,400. Okay. Now I know my rent is 183,600. I'm going to add the 54 because I want to see how much I would have received if there was no discount. So I divide that by 14, and it gives me what was it per month before the decrease. 13,500, and that's before the decrease. Now less the decrease. Can you see it's a 10% decrease? And you know what's interesting? If you go do this thing with a 10% decrease, if I said to you, oh, it was a 10% decrease, and you do it with the 90%, you're also going to calculate this right. You're going to see it's just a different way of asking the same thing. Okay, so that 12,150 is for 2 months, because it's March and April, and that gives me what? 24,300. So in here I'm going to subtract 24,300, and in my balance sheet, which I see they haven't given me anything yet, my payables will increase with 24,300. I see sundry expenses is a question mark, meaning sundry expenses in the end is going to be a balancing amount. So let's finish the income statement. They give me my income tax is 30% of net profit. Remember, this is 100, this is 30, meaning this is 70. They give me this. So I can either calculate the 100 or I can calculate the 30. So I say 356, 300 times 30 over 70, or if I want to do it here, it would be times 100 over 70. And what do I get my income tax? Please remember it's a minus. And if I add it back, Moshopiori, Malia, Popelo, Emmanuel, how much is it? 5,000. Okay, and now I know I just reverse everything because I'm going to work this block and top Now I'm asking you, why is there a line left over there? Who cares? There's just a line left over. Maybe they put it there to see if you don't put interest on fixed deposit there. Ne? What else must go there? Exactly. We can go check. Let's go check, because I think nothing goes there. Can you see? There's the provision for bad debts. Bad debts recovered. Did we remember to put that in? Yes? Yeah. And the rent. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. So they gave you an extra line. So don't let these things bother you. Okay? You do what you think is right again. Okay. No, there's also 4. I haven't put that one in. So, let's do the balance sheet. So the first thing I do is I write down the format. So, retained income, loan. What kind of loan do I have? A loan from Saturn Bank. And please guys, just write for yourself here. Closing less short-term loan. And then immediately you go write short-term loan. Okay? And then you remember, you want, if there's a bank overdraft, is there a bank overdraft? They didn't give you any bank. Then I say such income tax for in case. I say shareholders for dividends. And I write for myself, this is the final. Can you see there's again an extra line because of the bank overdraft. Okay, so now let's go look. Was there anything in here? I just go and I repeat everything here. I see retained income. I must still calculate. Did they ask me for a retained income note? No, they didn't. And let's go look. First thing they give me is loan. All transactions were recorded, meaning this is my closing. Ne? Am I right? Because they say everything was recorded. So that 1159 can you see I'm doing something wrong? What am I doing wrong? I'm writing in the fold. So it means they won't be able to see it. So I would rather write on this side. 1,159,000 is my closing. And now I want my short-term loan. Okay. They say everything was recorded. Interest of 142, and you can see it's already printed in your income statement. A fixed installment was paid in full. The capital portion of the repayments will increase with 10%. Now remember, the capital portion is your opening balance less your closing balance. Or it's your bank less your interest. Okay. That is how much I paid on the loan itself, the capital part. The capital, when they say the capital portion, they meaning the original loan. No, you are asking weird questions. So let's just go on and let me do this. Let me do this and then see if I answer your question. Let me first do this and then you ask. Okay. So if I look at loan, I've got an opening, a closing, a bank, an interest. So the bank here is the capital portion, in other words, the payment on loan and the interest. Okay. The opening and the closing difference is only the payment on loan. That's what I wrote here. Okay. So let's start. They give me opening for loan 1,287.50. They give me a closing 1,159.30. thousand. They give me an interest, and can I say, interestingly enough, I've had papers where they didn't tell me the interest, but they gave it to me. They printed it on the income statement. Then I had to know, oh, that's the one I need to use. It wasn't given in my information sheet. Okay, 142,250. So now I can calculate my bank. What is my bank? Two six. Okay, so first method, I want to see what did I pay off on the loan itself. Is I take the opening less the closing, and that gives me what? Okay. Second method is I take the bank and I subtract the interest. Can you see it's exactly the same? And that, they say, next year we'll pay back 10% more, right? So next year I'm going to pay back more.